Discover the power of engaging stories and insightful conversations with The Hang. Dive into a world where Mike Manson Waters and Matt Spice Lloyd are redefining the art of podcasting. From gripping tales to thought-provoking discussions, The Hang is your gateway to the best content in the history of the world. Don't miss out on the experience that everyone is talking about. The Hang. Elevate your listening journey.
Elevate your listening journey. Damn straight. I gotta elevate my board hopping skills.
Waiting for the music.
I can't even find the music.
Waiting for the music.
What the fuck is the music?
I will not perform until I hear my circus music.
Hot damn.
Hi, Mike.
It's the hang with Mike and Matt. Hi, Matt.
Now I will perform
Yes. He has to be fed and pampered.
feats of entertainment for your listening pleasure.
The finest meats and cheeses in the land for Matt to perform.
Got it. Charcuterie boards. Don't get me started on charcuterie boards. The finest meats and cheeses.
I just don't like the name. I don't like the name charcuterie. Charcuterie. Put as many C's and H's in a word as humanly possible.
That, and I hate having to try to spell it. Like one of those words where it's a real thinking word, and you're like going, "Whoa, man, charcuterie!" Like it takes a little time to work that one through.
Let's try to spell it.
We're kicking off the show with some gripping tales.
With spelling.
With spelling and talk about charcuterie boards and finest meats and cheeses.
Charcuterie. I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know.
You speak of this charcuterie, but you do not know how to spell it?
I call it a meat and cheese tray.
Charcuterie,
huh?
I spelled it right.
You did?
What a dick. Yeah.
Good for you.
Wow, that makes me. I think you take away my man card for that.
No, but that's also a slight W. You know, like that's a win for you.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take
you know
the
what
win.
I mean? Like,
I'll take the win.
It's a small daily win. It's a small little thing that
I'll take it.
It's a nice pride booster.
I mean, I looked when I spelled it and I went, nope, that ain't it. And then it popped up. VW Rick subscribed for 69 months. It's deep.
VW.
Give him a real woo. Give him a real woo.
That's the Ric Flair woo. Is he around town pooping his pants, or is that a rumor?
He had major surgery.
I thought before that I don't know, there was a rumor going around that, or like he was pissing his pants around some of the Tampa bars to the point where people were like going, "Hey man, you can't come in here anymore." Now again, I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the rumor. Is Flair is out flaring himself. He's losing bowel control.
I think he's an alcoholic.
Well, I mean,
and so
I think he'll admit that.
When you're as old as he is, and you're an alcoholic, and your body's been through what, finally it reaches a point your body just can't contain your bodily fluids anymore. So every time he says "woo," he shits his pants. He's got to shove his hand up his ass when he screams "woo."
That's a double-edged sword right there. I don't know, because I also saw something where he responded to that, but I don't know if it was a real response or not, because the response was like him going, "That's not me pissing, that's me jizzing everywhere," or something like that. Like, but you could see Ric Flair saying that. Like, it doesn't sound out of character.
But I don't know
especially if he had a couple in him. Like, who knows? He's a mysterious cat. Who lives longer, him or him or Hogan? It's a tussle.
I mean, Ric Flair.
It's a 1 and 2.
See, Terry,
for the ultimate death match.
It is the ultimate death match. I can't wait for the promos.
Oh no!
The ultimate death match. I think Hulk Hogan is trying to stay alive as much as he can. Staying alive. And Ric Flair is trying to get into the grave as fast as he can.
You think?
Well, look at the lifestyle.
He's loving it.
He's
man.
in the bar like every day, though.
But
he gets smashed every day. That's not. He's got to be in his 70s.
But here's the rib: if Hogan's not doing well, but Flair's still out there partying, like what's the lesser of two evils at that point?
Yeah, you got a point.
You know, who knows?
I don't know who's older. They same-ish age.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll look up Flair.
I'll look up Hogan.
My initial thought is Flair would be older.
Alrighty.
I mean, he looks like a giant liver spot.
I would say Flair is older.
Okay, yeah. Flair is 76.
Whoa. Hootie 71.
It's
76 and still out there taking bumps sometimes.
yeah, I don't think he's taking those kind of bumps anymore. I think he's I think he's taking the other kind
I think
of
he has to take those bumps.
to take the other bumps. To get a drink, to then take the other bumps, to do my bumps.
Then you go to the hospital.
Bro,
I mean,
he was born in 1949.
That's old. 76 to be. He looks every bit of it too.
Every bit of it.
Every bit of it.
And, you know, you can be a kind of like a shredded old man or like old man strong and stuff like that. But then there's, like, I remember last time I saw him wrestle or whatever, which was, you know, unfortunately not too long ago, come to think of it. And he took off his shirt and you're like, it's okay, man. You can wear a shirt. Like, it's fine. I don't think the people are going to. I don't think anybody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, why did Flair take it? Why didn't he take his shirt off? That's so like anti-Flair." Just be like, just change your outfit, man.
Change your look.
Yeah, like wear a singlet, do something.
I don't think people want. You know, I get. You know, like if you're, somebody's you had a gimmick, you keep the gimmick. But if your gimmick is your super steroided out muscles,
right?
Then when you get to be 75. And it's all blah. You don't have your gimmick. You got to find another thing to do.
I mean, if I was a wrestler, I would start off my gimmick wearing a full bodysuit. That way, it never gets that old or out of style, right? Like you can when you don't have the look anymore. Like, okay, Bam Bam Bigelow. That guy was never a beacon of health. Never looked completely ripped or anything. But he also had that goddamn singlet that he wore, whatever it's called, right? But he just stay with that look the whole way through.
Keeps it tight.
Instead, being a promoter and hiring Flair, and then Flair comes out and, I would put that in the contract. Say, Flair, there will be no shirtless
Flair
working tonight.
You think like the audience just all went like, or they didn't pop, did they?
Of course they did.
They did. See, because they're enabling him.
They are a big Flair enablers.
It should be a put your shirt back on, Rick.
Well, that's the thing is that even in all these bars that he goes to in Channelside District around here where he lives, downtown Tampa area, I think the change is now that this up and coming generation. I say this with no disrespect. They really don't know who he is unless somebody tells them who he is, right? So if you're a 25-year-old girl and this guy's talking you up at the bar and he's 76 and you don't know who he is, you're just like, Jesus.
It's a huge creep.
Right. And now they could be like, hey, you don't know who that guy is. That guy is a,
This guy was
50 years ago.
Superstar.
He was the shit.
He was the shit.
Like it's passage of time, but he's doing his thing.
He should run out to the ring with no shirt on, and then put his shirt on like a madman. That's his gimmick. That's his gimmick.
And as the match goes on, he puts on more and more layers of
clothing. Until he starts looking actually good.
He ends up in a park.
By the end of the match, he looks great. VW Rick subscribed for 69 months.
Wait, I think you said that one already. Did you get a double shout out? Yeah, you're high.
I'm super high.
You're so high.
So high. So bad.
Okay, so can we get into this thing that's going on in the studio here that's happened?
Yeah. Get into it, buddy.
You now have a phone line and new internet. Did you get new internet too?
New internet.
And it's working out well?
So far, it looks like we haven't dropped out. We do we do have new internet. Hopefully, it's Frontier Electric. They got 1,000 of the BPIs or the BMWs or whatever it is, and Spectrum only have 400.
Oh,
and then it would it would peeking. I can't be streaming, man.
Now, did they come out here and show you the little graph, the little meter that's like, oh, yep, you're trending good. Yep, signal's strong here. Signal's real strong. Did they do that to you?
I don't think it did.
Oh,
They might have. They might have. I don't know. I was gone.
So now there's a phone line. So what are we going to do with this phone line?
I might test it out tonight on the OT.
And you have a number
I got to
for
get the. I don't know if I have the number.
Is it like a vanity number?
No.
Okay, so it's just a number.
It's just a number.
So it's not like something we can be like, hey, this is going to be easy to remember.
1-800-HANG. 1-800-HANG-6. No. No, it's just a number. But I don't know if I have it. I got to wait for Donna to get back.
So if we, in fact, have a telephone number and we would then test it out in the OT tonight?
Yeah, let's see if it works.
Okay.
I got a Telos that some guy gave me. The guy that he claimed like he came on the old show back when we were at Feather Sound.
Gross.
And he did some.
I don't doubt it.
Something working with, working with kids like in radio,
Okay.
And I don't remember who he was, but I'm pretending to remember. And he brought me this Telos, and he said it didn't have the right cord. So he said, I'm going to come back and hook it up. And then he called me a week later. He's like, I'll be out there. And he never showed up. And he finally came out another time, and he still didn't fix it. And he's like, I'm buying a radio station in Tennessee, and I'm going to put you in charge of it. I'm like, right. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, sure. If you do buy a station, I'd love to be in charge. So I was like, I'll roll with it. I'm not going to call the guy a liar.
Sure. Well, I mean, you never know. A radio station in Tennessee could cost like $10.
Maybe. And I never heard from him again.
Oh.
But I got the Telos, and we'll see if it works tonight later.
Okay, so you haven't tested it out yet?
Tested out, like Donna called one time.
Hello.
And we were like,
who is it?
And we were like, she hooked it all up.
Engineer Donna hooked it up?
Yeah, I was like, I got this Telos, and I don't know how to hook it up, and I swear I looked up how to hook up a Telos, and I couldn't even find how to do it. And she looked it up, this guy walked her through it, and it completely worked super easy.
So does this mean we get to book guests now over the phone? Like
that long list of guests, of people that are clamoring to be on the hang.
Well, it's just got me thinking. I mean, booking guests has never been really an option for us.
People want to come out here to the boondocks.
To the sticks? Yeah, it's a little difficult.
Nobody wants to come out here.
But a call-in?
Yeah.
Easy peasy. So are we in the guest booking business now?
Well, that's right. And it's quite a coincidence because I just hired Brent Hatley to be our executive producer.
So no guests. That's what you're saying. Zero.
No, yeah. So go on it. Go for it. Let's get all those guests.
Well, we need an executive producer at this point.
Well, I ain't gonna do it.
I mean, it seems like I've been there, done that. Going back and forth with people.
Just a hang. I guess if we got a wild hair, we could get somebody else to hang with us on the phone one night.
Okay. Realistically speaking, if there was a guest that we could get on, let's be realistic.
Realistic.
Yeah, let's not go for the Gus Smith. Be like, let's get Larry David on. Let's be
realistic.
Let's stay in our wheelhouse for an initial guest booking that is not shooting too far, but relevant. In our orbit, like something like that. Is there somebody that sticks out?
Let's have a contest to see who we because I have my list is small because I was not a hobnobber.
Okay.
I didn't hang out with the celebs. I wasn't trying to schmooze with them or anything. So I never.
I already know who you're going to say then. Oh, but go ahead.
Oh, I know. Maybe you do. I've got two, and I'm trying to think if I know another one. I don't know. We'll go with my two.
Okay.
Okay.
I only have one that's off the top of my head, and it's not very. It's different than yours, I'm sure.
I got one for you. If you don't have him.
Okay, you want to go ahead first?
Go ahead.
I mean, you're never going to guess mine. Like you're never.
Okay.
I don't even know mine's name if I'm remembering.
You don't know his name. Okay.
I have an idea.
I got you. Okay. My first one would be Frank Caliendo.
Wow. Okay.
Because I kept in contact with him a little through the years. I still, if I messaged him and say, "Hey, Frank, remember me? Haven't talked in a while." I think he's such a nice guy. He recorded a whole bit for me in his hotel room on a tape recorder. as John Madden.
As John Madden.
Which is, I imagine he's sick of people asking him to do fucking John Madden.
Yeah, ordinarily that's going to cost you $50,000.
Yeah. And he's like, I was in the closet in my hotel room. I was like, that's a good guy right there.
Okay. What's your second one?
This is would be a long shot, would be Richard Marx.
That's who I was thinking you were going to say.
Yeah, but I didn't, he might not even remember who I am.
Yeah, mine's way different than yours. I mean, like, way different. Mine's not celebrity at all, like on any level. Mine is just this guy named Tom. I think his last name is DeGeorge, if I remember correctly. He is the owner of this concert venue called the Orpheum.
Yeah.
Locally here. Yeah. And I just saw last week that he's going to run for Tampa City Council. That to me is fascinating. Like that to me, I know it's a weird word, but like that's so cool. Like to have this guy who is a local entrepreneur, been in this town, been in this industry, been through all the shit that his city puts a
business through.
To
try to put you out of business.
Right. All the regulations and all the fuckery, everything that goes along with it. And now he's running for Tampa City Council, or at least that's
Tampa City Council. Is he party affiliated?
I don't know. I don't know. I may have spoken to the guy once in my life in a brief meeting. I don't know. I was just looking at him because he's got the beard, the tattoos. Like he is the
common man.
And I'm like, I want to talk to Tom. Like if that's, so your guest list and my guest list, we'll have to come to a happy medium, I suppose.
Yeah, I think we got a better chance with Tom.
I would, but to me, that would be.
I'd be curious to see if somebody, in this day and age, the parties have such a tight hold on everything, from top to bottom, local, that if they don't want you in, I don't know if you get in. But you might still be able to get in on city council. You might be able to.
Well, it would be refreshing to say the least.
And I'd like to talk about somebody who's been on the city council, because that's a bunch of corruption right there. Oh, you can just
now I know a couple of members. Let's not get crazy.
I mean, you can just, if you do any research, you can see how they're just bought and paid for by anybody with deep pockets, or you're a developer. You're getting big time donations from developers, and then they build. You can just see in Pasco County, obviously a sane, a county council? I don't know what you do. What is it? A county commissioner, county commissioners.
Oh yeah, maybe
you wouldn't let this happen. It's insane.
What, all the development?
Yeah,
that's called progress, Mike.
But it's the infrastructure does not support it at all. It's going to be a nightmare out here. It's just disgusting. They're still building.
If you build it, they will come
at the same pace. It's like covering every square inch of the traffic is going to be a fucking nightmare, man.
I know.
Well, that's going to be 6 lanes. 54.
Oh man,
6 lanes. It's gonna be.
That's cool. I can get around those slowpokes.
It wouldn't be cool if you moved out to Highway 54 and live right next to the 6-lane highway.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But yeah. And why are they raising my property taxes when?
Well, don't get me fired up about that.
Tens of thousands of people have moved into the county in the last couple of years. More money than you'd ever dreamed of coming into your pockets, and you're raising my taxes big time.
Again, I'm really hoping DeSantis is able to do something about the property taxes. The fact that the last time I saw him say something about it, he was like, "Oh, the amount of money the state takes in on property tax a year is," I think he said somewhere around $350 million. After it was all said and done, people whatever goes on. He mentioned like the figure $350 million from what I recall, and he goes, we can find that under our couch cushions. Now, part of me is like, great, let's find that under these couch cushions, and let's take these property taxes down a bit. And then part of me is going, well, if you can just find $350 million underneath the couch cushions with the state's budget and the, everything that we have going on. Why has it been under the goddamn couch cushions for so long? You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you dig those shekels up from underneath those cushions years ago?
I mean, allegedly, he has $1 billion surplus. DeSantis.
Great.
It's like, Okay, and you got couch cushion money too. I mean, we're just floating in cash. Why aren't we benefiting as citizens of Florida?
If property
from
taxes
all this fucking cash?
Yeah, if that's considered couch cushion money, then why are we paying it? Like, come on, give us a break.
And even if you're not going to give us that much of a break, you could say, all right, we're doing a property tax holiday for 2 years. Oh. Well, that would help me out.
Nice reprieve.
Nice, better than nothing.
It'll go back into the system eventually.
And nobody gives us nothing. So thanks for the crumbs.
Yep, raise the homestead exemption.
Something
by a huge amount.
If Ron DeSantis got rid of property taxes, I would have to actually say, well,
you'd suck him off.
I'd suck him off. I would. And Donna would be behind me. She'd say, hurry up, Mike. I'm ready. I'm itching to get to Ron.
Tell him you'll give him a finger for 3 years, no property taxes.
Oh, she'd give him the whole fop top.
I mean, for real though, there would be that would be tremendous. I don't know how it goes in other states. I've only lived here, so I don't know what it looks like in other states around the country. I mean,
yeah,
I know New York's terrible. There's certain ones that you just are notorious for, bad shit as far as like taxation and bills, and the California's the world, the New York's the world.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Idaho. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about I don't know about very few other states in my own country where they have state income tax and what the median income is. Imagine there's not a lot of jobs in Idaho. Well, yeah. I mean, again, I don't know.
Weston lives in Arizona, and he lives out in the middle of nowhere, behind an Indian reservation, and he has to go 45 minutes to get to work. Oof. Both ways, and it's like there ain't nothing out here.
Is he still enjoying it, or is he over it?
Oh, he's over it.
That was quick.
No, he doesn't like his new job.
Yeah,
like he just said he's never waited tables before.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, this sucks. And he's like, he's the only white server. They're all Navajo.
Okay.
And and they were like, we take preference on Navajos when hiring. They told him that when he came in.
Do they speak in the short, broken sentences like you just did? Is that part of the stereotype?
At bar, appetizers, 2 for $1.
The menu is very short and staccato.
Great Spirit says happy hour. It will be extended today.
What? There's no description of any menu items. It's just cheese stick, egg roll,
ugh.
Ugh. Under the bar it says firewater.
Oh,
it's just
all firewater half off. That would be, I wish Indians talked that way.
Does he have to walk up to the table? Hey.
That's with your birthday. You get the birthday dance.
Me, wife, has birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Hey.
Whew. So he's the only white server. And he says he gets stiffed a lot because a lot of the patrons are Navajo.
Are you saying reverse racism?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
he claiming reverse racism?
Oh, big time.
That's hilarious.
Big time.
I'm so glad that's happening to him. It's about goddamn time he gets a dose of his own medicine.
I told Donna last night, I said, now he knows what it's like to be a black waiter in the 60s.
Dude, yes, there is a...
Getting stiffed by white people.
I don't mean this mean for him, but I am so glad that's happening. Like, it really, experiencing...
It would be an interesting thing to know if that made you have more empathy for people, because you're like, it would happen to you. And you're like, oh, I get it now.
Well, let me ask
you
this.
That must have really sucked.
Does he have more empathy as of now?
I think right now...
Or is he in the rage phase?
Right now, he's in the rage phase. Right now, he's no empathy. There ain't no empathy right now.
No, sad, mad, glad.
Ugh, stiffed again.
Dude, that's terrific. So everybody around him, he's the only white guy in this whole place, and it's just a bunch. Like, what kind of? I don't want to like how you say. What kind of Indians? Like, how does this? What's this look like?
Navajo, but I don't know what.
Are they coming in like wearing?
No, this is 2025.
Definitely still have Wranglers on though, right? I mean, that's just like that's just a Navajo staple is a nice Wrangler blue jean and
a white
one of those carpets.
I don't know. Don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what I know.
Well, now I've changed it. Now I want him to be our first guest. So, just we can talk about how miserable it is for him out there with his reverse racism. And we could laugh and laugh and laugh.
Oh, it's pretty interesting. So
man, so why doesn't he get a different? I mean,
well, he just started like 3 weeks ago, and he's like giving it a shot, which is good because I would have quit long ago. I was raised to be a quitter.
Well, that's important.
My mom, I find anytime I wanted to quit, they let me quit. I mean, they were good parents, but for some reason, if I wanted to quit something, they're like, "Yeah, you can quit." And so I quit a lot of stuff, and I think that's not good for your kids. You got to make them stick it out. And so I kind of grew up to be a quitter. Took me a long time to grow out of it.
I'm kind of the direct opposite. Like I'm always the thing of like, hey, stick it out. You know, you've committed to this, stick it out, right? But then if it's something that, like with my daughter, for instance, like she does some stuff that occupies time, and then she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm like, okay, cool. You don't have to do that anymore. Yeah. You know, like, so there is certain, maybe there was a convenience quit for your parents with you. You know what I mean? Like maybe it was like, yeah, you don't have to do that anymore because it was saving them time and energy. Ipso facto, you didn't have to do it.
Yeah, it was everything. I could go to school, change schools, could do it, whatever. Yeah, sure. You don't like this school, we'll take you to another school.
But you wish they would have.
Yeah. Like, I quit high school when I was 15. I got my GED and I went to college because I was a quitter. Okay, so I go to elementary school. I
don't want to go to school anymore. Okay, quit.
Actually, it's a long story. So my dad's a principal, and I go to school there, first through fifth grade, and I don't know who...
The principal raised a dropout?
He did. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea, but I had the same teacher and the exact same class for 3 years. My first 3 years. So I didn't make any new friends because I was the same. Because I don't know why they thought that would be. My mom probably told my dad to do this. I don't know why she thought that was good. And then when I left, when I went to the sixth grade center, I was like overwhelmed because I was, and I was like, I hate this. And I didn't, instead of like most kids, you're like, well, yeah, you'll get used to it. Mm-hmm. Just give it. It was like a week into it. They're like, we'll get you in a private school.
Wow.
So I was kind of raised that way.
Would you say that's being raised like privileged?
No, because
it doesn't. The way you're saying it doesn't sound privileged. But then again, like it could be taken like, oh yeah, I don't want to go there, so they sent me to a private education.
Yeah, it could definitely be, but that wasn't like my dad did not make that kind of money. I'm surprised he did it because that was a lot of money back then, and it was. I loved it. It was a small school. I went there for 3 years. And then, so I go to high school, which is back to public school, because my private school only went to 9. And I used to be a big man on campus, final year there, everybody, I'm popular and everything. I go to this school and I was like, oh, nobody knows me and nobody will talk to me. I hate it. I'm going to quit and get my GED. Okay.
When did you actually quit? Like what year?
I went my sophomore year, and I went like a couple weeks in my junior year, and then I quit.
That's funny.
I was stupid.
I was in a program called Goals, and Goals was essentially dropout prevention. It was like, look, we get you don't like school that much, but give it a go again. Come on, don't leave so soon. Let's hang out. Let's see if we can make this better for you. But what you essentially did was take all the kids who didn't like school and put them all in the same classes.
Yep.
And I got to tell you, those guys and girls that I went to school with that were part of what we called the goalie program were the fucking best. Like, they were the best. They were the most interesting people.
Yep.
The best attitudes, even the best kind of troublemakers. Like, there was just, it was like this weird dysfunctional club to be a part of. And once you were a goalie, man, you were a goalie for life, you know, and that's it.
Like the Marines.
Yeah, like that was it. And I mean, to this day, like, I'll still see a couple posts where people posting like goalies class or whatever, and like there was something great about it. Now, it didn't,
goalie class reunions.
I don't think so. Some may have overdosed by now. I don't know. But what a time. Like, it was, you know, to find a core group of people, like usually in the, I mean, you're going to find that on two ends of the spectrum there. You're going to find it in the very upper class in high school, the ones that are super smart, super bright, you know, in every single academic club and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Then
you're going to find the ones that are just scraping the bottom, man. And that was what the goalies were doing. We were just hanging, just we're there. And you could get away with stuff too. You know, like if substitute teachers, if you were a substitute teacher in general, you had a rough go of things that day because you didn't know the kids. And if you were a substitute teacher for the class of goalie kids,
ooh, that seems like a nightmare scenario.
It was your worst nightmare. Yeah. There was a guy, he was in a scooter. He was injured. So he was literally on one of those like scooter things, right?
Yeah.
And this goalie came up and just took his book from him and just walked around the classroom, and the guy's chasing him around with a scooter. And this is the teacher. And all the goalies, we're all laughing at it. I mean, it was just situations like that. But on a daily basis, there was, you know, one of the goalie teachers was also the baseball coach, and the baseball coach really only cares about baseball.
He's the teaching is the afterthought because he has to,
right? To be the baseball coach, but he would just put on. I mean, he would put on rated R movies, like hardcore, like really hardcore movies, and he would put his head down, and he would nap, and we would watch rated R movies. Fast forward 2 years after that, after I was out of school, where do I see him? See him in a nightclub. What are we doing together? We're doing ecstasy together. My coach.
Goals.
Yeah, like goalies, you know, like there's a certain, but it was fun. Like, you know, I don't know how school's treated right now. I don't even know if that program still exists, but.
So you graduated a goalie?
No. Technically, I got my GED as well. I just happened to last longer.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'd moved and gone through some things, and so it wasn't school wasn't my interest at that time. But then when it was my interest, I wanted to go to school, but they wouldn't let me because, you know, like if I wanted to go to SPC, St. Pete College, and I didn't want it. I didn't want to go for anything. I just wanted to take a class. I was interested in, I think it was some political course, poli-science or something, whatever it was. And I walked in there. I'm like, I'd like to sign up for the class. And they're like, you can't. I'm like, why not? I'm like, well, in order to take this class, you have to take these prerequisites and all that. And I'm sitting there going, this is why the education system is broken. Like, you're telling me I can't learn what I'm interested in. I'm willing to pay the money, the credit hours, whatever it is. I'm going to pay you the money. But, like, you're telling me I can't even take it if I did. Because I can't get to that class unless I take 8 other classes for 2 years and get a degree in this. Then I can enter that class.
It's a scam.
It never made sense to me.
It's because it's a scam. The college became a scam.
It really did.
And you're, I think, a really good example of somebody. Okay, so you didn't go to college. You went right into basically interning on the Bubba the Love Sponge show at what, 19? Was it 19 or 18?
18, yeah.
18. And you had a sex, all dramatically,
all the stuff.
All bullshit aside, you had a very successful career, and that's what young people should be doing. They should be apprenticing. They should be interning. Going to college for 40 to 50% of the kids out there is a waste of time.
I would venture to say more than that. I mean, dude, what are you coming out of there with 100,000, 200,000 in debt, and for what?
Oh, nowadays it's a total. Unless you're becoming a lawyer or a CPA.
Like, architect.
Why are you going? I'm into sports management. And you get 90,000 in debt for sports management, your degree, and you'll be working at Starbucks.
And meanwhile, that's probably what I would have been doing if it hadn't, been for the radio career, was like being a sports agent. Because, I met, a couple of my buddies that were playing ball, and I met their agent through them, and their agent's like, hey man, if you're interested in doing this, I'll train you up. We'll get you involved. And I so wish I had done that, because I look at some of these agents that, I mean, God, man, what a cool, interesting gig that would have been. And to have it, like you said, have somebody actually train you on it, right? Apprentice on it, learn it, see if you like it, like as opposed to going to school, you go to college, you get out, you enter this career path, and you might just absolutely hate it. And you spent the last 4 years of your life studying for something that you absolutely hate.
Even if you can get into that field.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
And a lot of these degrees are bullshit degrees. If you ever see the videos, it's be some girl with a nose ring and purple hair, and she's going, my majors are Native Studies with a minor in cultural diversity, and you're like, what is that? What job is that? What job is that? Isn't a job. You're not. Who's gonna hire that?
What was the one? Maybe somebody in chat, if they're participating in chat, maybe somebody would know this. Whenever you'd watch a college football game and be like, yeah, my name is Luke such and such. My degree is blah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the bullshit degree that like 90% of football players appeared to have. I want to say it was something along the lines of like business administration, or
too hard.
Was it physical administration? It was one in particular that was so blatantly just padded with nothingness. It wasn't like, I'm going to be a lawyer. Like,
communications used to be the big one. This was back in the day. It was communications, and then there's a couple.
There's a couple. There's one in particular. It would just happen. It would just appear on every goddamn football and basketball player's profile. Like, oh yeah, he's
the bullshit degree.
The bullshit degree. He's really banking on going pro. If he doesn't go pro,
Yeah, I think they're all banking on going pro, and they got another thing coming. If they're lucky, they get 3 years of NFL money.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a young man's game.
It's a young man's game, I tell you. Washed up at 28.
Man, I saw a disturbing trend.
Another disturbing trend.
This is one of the worst ones yet. I've seen about three of these happening in the last week. Dudes wearing purses.
Oh, like regular dudes wearing purses, or the kind of dude you think that would wear a purse?
That's the rub. So I did see an article on TMZ or something like that of LeBron James wearing a purse.
A man purse?
No.
Oh, just a purse.
Like a purse. And I was like, okay. And then for some reason, I started noticing it out in public. And I'm going, Well,
if LeBron's doing it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking, all right, maybe he's just holding this chick's purse or something like that. Like, it's happened multiple times. Again, like probably 3 this week. And
they're not wearing a purse, like wearing it on their shoulder?
Legit wearing the purse. Yeah. And it's not like cheap. It's like Louis Vuittons. It's like all the like designer brands I've seen, And
man,
it's the strangest thing to me. And, to each his own. And I get the fashion trends and all that. But like, is this something that's just going to continue? Or is this a trend that, in 5 years, that dude's going to look back and go, oh my God, I can't believe I wore a Louis Vuitton purse around town in my Crocs.
I hope so. I hope. I mean, I'm not a man's man, but I don't even want to be friends with the guy who's spent $7,000 or $10,000 on a purse.
And not even for his girlfriend or his wife.
That's 2 strikes right there. 2 and 1 strikes. You paid that much for a purse, and you're wearing it. But I just question your judgment, and I don't want to be friends with you.
Honey, can I borrow your purse? You're not going to use this purse today.
It goes good with my blazer.
I'm saying, dude, not even
bullshit.
The one I saw today on the way here. Again, okay, so this one in particular, African American man, pretty manly looking, pretty jacked and shredded, was wearing some sort of like sandals with some socks, sweat shorts, basic shirt, Louis Vuitton purse.
Like, is it strapped around his shoulder?
I mean, up like a.
Where's it hang?
Woman,
where's it hang down to?
About here.
Yeah.
About to the
big,
waist.
how big is it?
Okay, it was a
big.
It was a nice sized Louis Vuitton purse. Like it was one that every girl out there would be like, "Oh my God, that's a great purse." It's one of those things.
I guess that's a flex now. Is that a flex now? It's like, I
don't want to. If that's a flex now, I don't want to be a part of flexing.
See, yeah, you're not gonna if
flexing.
Like if you came here with a Louis Vuitton, bag. That is yours,
and I just set it down here.
You first of all, you walked in, you were wearing it. I would give you so much grief, and I would expect to get. What
if I was like, just accept me? Like, what's the big deal? It's a purse. I mean, I have a backpack, right? So,
strike one. No,
I mean,
I don't have a problem with there's nothing wrong with a backpack.
So
guys got stuff and they got to take stuff sometimes. What are you going to take in it?
I guess a purse now.
No, you're not going to take it.
I mean, like what? Okay, where do you draw the line? Like, the little bags, the little.
Oh no, you can't have a fanny pack. You can have
fanny packs. I was going to call it something different. I'm glad I didn't.
I'm good with a backpack.
Okay, so
no
fanny packs, no
purses.
So if I walked in with a fanny pack,
you could have a tote, a strapped tote.
That's a purse.
No,
yes, it is. Like a strapped tote's
like
a purse. Talking like a beach bag style.
No, like a briefcase style almost. not hard, but just a soft briefcase.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I got you.
I used to
a messenger bag.
Yeah, I used to have one of those. It was Louis Vuitton.
Therefore, it's okay for everyone else to have. Yeah, I don't know, man. The purse thing, I don't know. I don't know where this is going to go in a few years.
It's all over. If this catches on,
the wheels are off.
The wheels are off,
right? Like
because now guys are just huge suckers and such egomaniacs that they got to keep up with the Joneses and the Joneses purses, and it's like that used to be a thing dudes didn't have to worry about.
Yeah, dudes would like keep up with the Joneses like cars, like check out my muscle car, and
something
check
like
out
that.
my muscle car.
Yeah, I've got a new golf cart here. It's an 8-seater. Check out my mower. Stuff. Check out my purse.
Yeah, if dudes start comparing purses, man, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna be long for this world because. It's not that I have anything against it. I just can't.
Yeah,
I can't co-sign it.
No, it's just wrong. It doesn't need to happen.
Doesn't equate. I can't. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. I don't know.
Doesn't work for me either, man.
Well, good. I'm glad that you and I are aligned in our beliefs of dudes and purses.
Dudes and purses is not that hard.
And the LeBron picture of him wearing the purse, it was like a pink purse too. Like, and is that just him being enlightened, or is it?
No.
Is it him setting a trend, or is it him being fruity?
I almost think it's him. It's like a power trip because you're like, I'm so popular and so cool that I can wear this stupid ass thing, and ain't nobody gonna say shit to me, or at least that's how I would be. No, I think that's kind of like it is. I don't know.
If you're an old school LeBron fan, do you see that and you go, "Oh, dude, I have his jerseys."
What happened to LeBron? To me, he had so much potential to be so popular.
Now he's wearing a purse. Is that what you're saying?
No, people don't like him. They don't like his.
Is it the woke stuff that got him so unlikable?
Some of that, and some of the he flops a lot. I don't know. It just doesn't. When he first came out and he was doing commercials and he was he was playing all the characters in the commercial. I was like, wow, that guy's. I mean, he's a basketball player and he's acting all the roles and it's pretty good. This guy could be huge. And then somehow people turned on him. I don't follow basketball enough to really know exactly why they turned on him.
Same. I was watching a good ESPN documentary the other day, one of those 30 for 30s on the steroid era for baseball. And, man, you forget how awesome that whole era was. Like
Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire.
Yep, it was Sosa, McGwire, and oh man, I think they threw another one. They threw another couple in there for good measure. But the battle of those two, the battle for the home runs and to beat Roger Maris's record and all this stuff, and then you see them on Capitol Hill testifying about steroids. Like fast forward, and you also see how Sammy Sosa became strangely dark and then strangely light throughout the course of time. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know what's going on there.
But McGwire, like, did we care and do we care if they did steroids, or was it just so goddamn exciting? Didn't make a difference. Because for me, I'm thinking back to it, and it was the only thing that had me interested in baseball whatsoever. And if steroids got them to it, I guess so be it, right? Like, Barry Bonds was the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the home run record, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have a problem with it if they just make steroids legal. I just hate it when they get so hyped up over somebody on steroids breaking an old record. And it's like, well, that guy didn't know. He didn't even have steroids, and it's apples and oranges. I mean, obviously you're a great player. You can hit a lot of home runs, but that 100 that you hit on, because of juice helped you beat the record. So I'm like a kind of a sour ass traditionalist on shit like that.
Well, it's funny. I mean, if you look at the old school, old black and white footage of those players, I mean, that pitcher didn't exactly have a lot of curve to his ball. It wasn't throwing the heaters, right? But the batter also didn't exactly have the greatest form. Like if you look at the swing of a Mark McGwire, and then you look at the swing of, I don't know, some old classical player.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
When Babe Ruth swings on those old videos, maybe it's the videos. Because he looks like an overweight guy who can barely get that.
Well, he was.
But he's hitting 600 home runs.
Name somebody else besides Babe Ruth. Like, I don't like.
What, non-steroid?
No, just an old school player. Like
all of them.
Old black and white era.
It's got to be the footage.
Yeah, is it like a
little jittery,
sped up? It's all it's like they're all, but yeah, like the game. If you look at the game today versus the game then, just the black and white footage versus modern day, it doesn't even look close.
Yeah, and so you can't really even compare athletes from different eras because. We had a base of 350 million baseball players to choose from now. There was, that just by, and you look at evolution, the starting center in basketball back in, 1930 as opposed to today is probably 4 or 5 inches taller.
Yeah.
So.
That steroid era was fun. That was
They probably let it happen because they knew it would jack up the ratings like nobody's there. Yeah, we'll crack down on them next year, but this is fucking great.
Well, what they're saying, Sammy Sosa has, since that whole thing happened, he's never been invited back to Chicago, the stadium. Never been invited to like McGwire got invited back to St. Louis to be part of like the St. Louis Hall of Fame or whatever, whatever it is. But Sosa... nothing. Like, I don't know. If I was Chicago, I'd be like, "Come on back, dude!" Like,
did they get punished by the league or anything? Or if nothing ever happened, they were never proven to be on anything. Why would you snub them?
I don't know. It's like Bud Selig had his
people go crazy for Sammy Sosa in Chicago if he walked on the field, right?
I would think it's time to where you could let those.
Bygones be bygones.
Yeah,
nobody's gonna care.
I don't think anybody would care
at all.
Like
weed's legal. Steroids.
I mean,
Barry. People care.
I haven't seen Barry Bonds in a minute. I don't know what that guy's up to.
I wonder if his head shrunk back to normal. He got a big ass head, man.
He went up like three hat sizes in a couple years.
What does your skull grow? Steroids make your skull grow? Does it? I mean,
it has to.
It's like Joe Rogan's got a big ass head now. You ever see?
Yeah, but he'll tell you if he's on juice. He'll be like, "Yeah, I'm cycling." Right?
Yeah, well, like, he's on the juice because he's got a big ass head, and he didn't. You can look at him at old comedy club clips.
Oh
and
yeah.
Like, my God, what happened to Joe Rogan? He turned into a different person.
I don't know, man. Yeah. Steroid era.
Yeah. I think they should just make them legal.
I mean,
because I understand,
again, majority of people are doing them, so just
let
it eat.
My position changed over the years. I used to be hardcore, like, oh, you need to be natural, this bullshit. And I was
like, a purist.
But if everybody else is doing them, if I was like trying to make a team and I was like, well, that guy who's going to beat me out is on steroids. I think I'm taking steroids,
Well, it's even funny. I don't know how the WWE does things with like their wellness policy and all that, but they enacted, I think after the Benoit thing, they enacted like that whole wellness policy. And, it was like this weird, like sort of like anti-steroid thing. But, I mean, come on.
Didn't seem to work.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, you can't.
That's their business model.
Yeah. Like, you can call it a sport or not a sport, whatever you think of it. But if there's one quote unquote sport that you should completely just let everybody go off the rails and take as many awards as they want to get the best physique possible for entertainment of that, it would be WWE, right? Like,
you don't have a competitive advantage. The matches are all rigged. So juice it up.
Juice it up. Yeah. You're not going to break anybody's records. It doesn't matter.
Juice it up.
Yeah.
What I've always wondered about wrestling is the tiny, tiny tights that some large wrestlers wear, and they're booty. They're like tiny booty shorts, even smaller than a woman would wear, and you're like, who's this for? Who's watching this big ass muscle head with these tiny tight booty shorts on and going, yeah.
That's a good point.
Because it doesn't look good.
There's no need for it.
If I was a woman, I'm not going, something tasteful would be like.
He's going to walk out with a purse.
If you had, the UFC, like those kind of tights.
Yeah.
They're like, almost halfway down.
Like boxer short. Like
tight boxers.
Yeah, boxer briefs.
I could see a woman thinking that's hot. But that little teeny weeny on the big muscle head, I think it's embarrassing. Or is it gay dudes that are like, yeah, that's why I watch professional vets, for the teeny weenies.
I don't know. I mean, you could go back to Ric Flair. Right? I mean, that guy. Look at what his underwear looked like. He's still wearing the same damn underwear in the ring that he was wearing, generations ago. Why? Put some clothes on.
It works.
Again.
Work the gimmick.
It's fine.
He's so deep into the gimmick, you could never convince him that. He's become the gimmick. He probably woos at home. People are just like, Dad's home. Grandpa, woo!
You had that Eddie Vedder car alarm bit. You do a Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah, the
security alarm.
Ric Flair security alarm. Woo, 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 woo. All right, let's take a break.
Look at that. 1 hour of pretty sweet hanging down already.
We haven't gotten into anything as far as current events and everything.
Oh, yeah, and there's
a lot of stuff going on.
I mean, we've got cloud seeding. We've got
floods. We've got
Epstein and his island.
Croc has gone haywire.
Oh,
we've got so much to talk about.
Madness.
And I ain't prepared to do nothing.
Oh, get that guy's face off.
I know, isn't that frightening? Look at this face. You gotta give. Look at this. That's like you think he just walked up to a meth head on the street.
He thinks because he can dye his beard black that doesn't make him racist.
I think it's half blackface.
That might be the most racist thing he's ever done right there. dyeing his beard black.
I think it's a terrible dye job, and he's got bad eyesight. It's like the skin is dyed. It looks just terrible.
It is a poor man's blackface.
It's
look
the
at that.
worst.
Oh,
and why is it so thin? I mean, look at this Fu Manchu. That's strong, and that's real, right?
That we know of. We're not. I mean, who really knows?
Can you imagine how blown your mind would be?
I mean, the back of his hair is fake. Like
you found out the Fu was fake.
Oh, if he had to, he go out at night when he comes home, and like a clown takes off his makeup and sits in the mirror. Hogan just has to like slowly dwindle his Fu Manchu off his face, and then cry, brother.
Kind of after Ned in your head. On that note, brother. On that note, brother.
Sorry to cut you deep on that. I didn't see that one coming. Didn't see that callback.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
Solid.
Hang on. Let me just pull something out of my ass here. And we'll be right back with more. What?
What are we playing, Lil White?
Yeah, shut up.
All right.
We'll be right back with more of The Hang. I swear. Where is it? There it is.
What the fuck you waiting on? Get high. I love to blaze your eyes, the sky, but it get hot. Oh, man. Oh, no. Smoking on the herb all day long. Take a sit down right here and take a toke from a bong. Smoking all day, I do get tired, but that don't stop me from getting higher. Smoking with me is always fun. Start the four-wheeler when the blunt is done. But you know me, I'll probably crash. We can maybe ride tomorrow when I fix it half-fast. Puff, puff, puffing on the jiffy pop. Puff, puff, puffing on the jiffy pop. Yeah. Yeah, you know me, always puffing on that jiffy pop. Do it every day, and you know I'm never gonna stop. Even in the salt shed, can't catch me. Found 2 microwaves, but I brought 3. You know I love smoking on a jiffy pop. Yeah. You know I love smoking on a jiffy pop. Yeah. Got a new show, the name is Outlandish. Only drink Coronas, but we don't speak Spanish. Just got a Jeep, we got it for the cheap. Was a good deal, till it overheat. Now outlandish, walking on their feet. Fuck it, light that blunt up, and let's go get something to eat. Some outlandish. Y'all already know we puffing on that jiffy pop. just bought a $300 Jeep. You know, we fucking stoned and shit. Funny part is, everybody told us not to do it. Don't buy that Jeep. Don't buy that Jeep. We bought it. You know, puff, puffing on the jiffy pop. Yeah. Puff, puffing on the jiffy pop. Yeah.
I forgot to get the dogs. Let me go get the dogs. No, shut up. Shut the fuck up, Ed Sheeran. I'll be back in 10 seconds. You know what that means. Be back in 10 seconds, Matt. That means
That's the sound of a wimpy car alarm. You hear them all the time and nobody pays any attention to them, especially not car thieves. But now there's finally a car alarm with some balls. It's the Eddie Vedder car alarm. Yes, the Eddie Vedder car alarm is guaranteed to stop even the most experienced car thief. Hearing is believing. The Eddie Vedder car alarm fills the air with such feelings of angst and self-importance, no criminal on earth could stand it. But if the grunge sound isn't for you, try the good old-fashioned Roger Daltrey car alarm. That's right, who the f*** are you to be messing with my car? Act now and get the 7 Mary 3 personal attack alarm free. That's right, even the most psychotic rapist can't get it up with the sounds of 7 Mary 3 reverberating through his head. Order all 3 today.
back to the hang.
Second hour. I mean, this is going to be sweet.
I don't know if we can top that first hour. We should probably just drop the mics. Double mic drop.
Go play some ping pong. Call it a night.
Play some ping pong. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I don't see any hype trains coming in.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Might as well drop the mic.
Okay, so real quick, with the phone line here, when we do the OT at clusterfshow.com, do we actually have the number that we can give out to people yet?
When Donna gets home, and she should get home before the show is over, I will enlighten everyone.
The ultimate tease.
She probably gave it to me somewhere and told me, and then when she gets home, she's going to say, I told you the number, and I told her it was right here.
Tune in as we give you the phone number eventually.
Maybe.
For you to call in.
Maybe.
In the OT.
To the OT.
And
testing it out. I got to test it out.
Yeah, we test it out.
So I'm very excited about that.
It's pretty cool. Or is it? Or is it?
I don't know. I have no idea if it's cool.
Depends on the quality of the call.
No idea if it's going to be cool or not. I'm trying to remember back to Cluster F when we used to take phone calls, but we did used to take phone calls.
You did?
Because it was back in the day, like at the other studio.
Okay.
You know?
Gotcha. Yeah. Well,
at one point, I was allowed to do Cluster F from the big studio. Were you there when I was doing that?
No.
Okay, that's because in the other studio they were having skanks in there, and they were like jizzing all over the counters and stuff. And I was like,
tracks.
I was like, yeah, you know, I'm going to bring my family in here to do this. It was a whole to do.
Okay, speaking of skanks, I know we've got current events, but
skanks take precedent.
They do. I was watching. You remember Dennis Hoff from the Bunny Ranch?
Yeah.
Okay, now you were never in the studio when he was in there, right? Because
no,
you didn't want anything to do with it.
I couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah, it wasn't your thing. But he came in quite a bit. We interviewed him quite a bit, and he would come in with these hoes and Ron Jeremy and just all the stuff, all the fixins, everything you'd expect to happen happened. I mean, to the point where it was disgusting. Like looking back on it, like I'm watching him manipulate women with his fingers in the studio while he chokes one, and Ron Jeremy's staring at him, laughing, and everybody in the studio is like, yeah, like it was a weird scene. And they have a documentary or a mini series out called The Bunny Ranch. So it's like talking about all the Dennis Hoff and all the weird, wild stuff that he did in his life and how he passed away. Just documenting everything, right? And it got my brain thinking, and I'm like, God, that guy was a creep. I can't believe just associated with a lot of that stuff, I mean, it's fine and fun at the time, and it was radio stuff, but like personal life wise, I thought that guy was gross.
Yeah.
On every level. Same with Ron Jeremy, honestly.
Oh, what?
I mean, I'll share those stories another time. But it got me. You should go ahead.
So I saw us. I can't remember why, but a bunch of us went to a softcore movie showing. Softcore porn movie show. It was like
what?
Like they used to show it at the Britain Plaza, and I can't remember. We went to see a horror. It was like a bad horror movie, and then the second feature was some porn. It's like a softcore porn where they cut all the actual sex out. And I just remember this one scene is Ron Jeremy, and he's like going, "You look so good, I got suck it myself." And then as his head goes down, you don't see anything more. But he would suck his own dick and because it was so big.
I remember he always used to call it a schmeckle. And in studio, he would like, you want to see my schmeckle? It's like, ugh.
Like that guy would never have amounted to anything if he hadn't got a big schmeckle.
I mean, it was. I mean, look,
he was disgusting, so disgusting.
I would say impressive. I mean, in that line of work and whatever that is, it was.
You can suck your own. It's pretty impressive. He wasn't a limber guy.
It was impressive. So the funny part is, I'm watching this Dennis Hoff thing on the Bunny Ranch, and it got me down this rabbit hole because they were interviewing girls that we used to have in the studio and different people.
Yeah.
And I'm going, I haven't seen that name in a minute. What's she up to? So I, do the old Google and images of like, what does she look like now? And you go, ooh, that whole thing. And then it reminded me, like they mentioned this guy Max Hardcore, who I don't know if you remember that name or not. Okay,
he got jailed. Didn't he get arrested or something?
Yeah, so he spent time in prison. So Max Hardcore was, I mean, exactly what that name would you think it would be, and. Like I remember seeing him at the AVN Awards in Vegas, and I described it as like I never wanted to shake somebody's hand and punch them at the same time, because that's Max. God, you're gross, like one of those things.
Yeah.
And so I started reading up on him because I forgot about it, But you're right. So he went to jail. He did. Oh, boy. In 1998, they charged him with child porn and distribution of obscenity. That the actress was over the age of 18 was not disputed. Charges were brought because the actress was portraying a character who was underage. So, the porn star's of age, but, so that whole thing,
pretending,
right? Yeah. So then it goes on. And then in 2005, arrest and prison sentence. His real name was Paul Little. On October 5th, 2005, while Little was in Barcelona to attend the International Erotic Expo, the offices of Max World Entertainment was raided by the feds. 5 video titles and computer servers were seized, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so bottom line is he ended up serving a few years in the pen.
In Spain?
No,
America?
in America.
Okay.
He was originally signed to the Federal Metropolitan Correctional Facility in downtown L.A. and then transferred to Texas, a low-security correctional facility for men. He served the final 5 months of his sentence under house arrest. This is the part where I was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Like, I never remember what happened to him.
Yeah.
You know? This is where it trips me up. After release from prison, Little continued appearing in scenes, using a strap-on dildo in later years because his ability to maintain an erection was compromised following a prostate surgery in 2015. Now,
what?
I don't know if he's dedicated to his craft or just like a real sicko. Like
real sick. Well, the only way he can make money, maybe.
But so you get a prostate surgery, you can't get
erections
anymore, but you
use a strap-on.
Use a strap-on as a male porn star and continue to do films.
But
the whole thing, the porn industry. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. Only the porn industry would be like, but it's cool.
But he had a niche. His niche was basically rape video. I mean, it was like the girls thought they were getting one thing, but they were getting another, and they were in a hotel room locked in there with him.
Yeah, who knows what was going on?
And so he doesn't get off on sex. He gets off on power and abuse, and that's his niche. And there's guys who want to watch Max Hardcore with a dildo violate a woman who doesn't want to be violated in that way.
But like, at what?
He's a creep.
He's dead now.
He should be in prison. Oh, good.
He's dead now. Yeah, I know. I was I hate to say it. I was like, oh, good. All right, one less. That's take that.
Worked out good for everybody.
But I was amazed. I never would have assumed that like a male porn star would be like, oh yeah, got prostate surgery, but I'm continuing forward. I'm just going to use a strap on. Like, it seems like the most odd thing ever.
I don't think a normal porn star could do it because, and he's getting up there. If you're talking about after 2015.
Oh yeah, I mean he was like 60. He's
got a bunch of fans of guys who want to see him degrade women in a borderline rape capacity.
Yeah, his stuff was. It was. I mean, unfortunately, I was exposed to it during our time at the show.
Was he ever on the show? Was he on the show?
No, not in person. I think we may have done something with him at the Avians in Vegas, but nothing, nothing crazy. But yeah, he was weird stuff.
He's got a niche.
But then all the girls from the Dennis Hoff Bunny Ranch were going, like, there was only like 2 that were like, he really lived a tragic life. Every other girl was like, good, glad it happened to him. To hell with him. I hope he's burning in hell. He's where he belongs.
Tragic life. Probably he created a lot of tragedy.
Sorry, I went totally off topic there. I apologize.
That's all right. What's going on in the world? I just heard about the Grok thing a little bit before the show. That somebody hacked into Grok and was saying very anti-Semitic things.
So the only thing I can, I don't really know the true story, so to speak, right? But I guess one of the engineers of Grok was able to prompt it into sort of going in unhinged mode and answering things as politically incorrect and blah, blah, blah. So I think that's what happened. And then today, the the woman running, I don't know if she would be the CEO. I don't know what her title is because Elon's top dog. So I can't remember what her title is, but she abruptly quit. Her statement was sort of very non-confrontational. Like, hey, I've enjoyed my 2 years here. Appreciate everything. Love to see the platform grow. But it is weird to see her resign after yesterday it went into this unhinged mode. So I don't know if it's
bad
forced
timing
or who knows. But yeah, some of those comments last night, I was in. I was on my burner account going, whoa, this is crazy.
I think he was he claimed himself to be Mecha Hitler. and he was making a lot of anti-Semitic comments. And if you've paid any attention, over the last 6 months to a year, maybe a little more than that, they're really ramping up the anti-Semitism thing. I mean, it's like, and all I know is I've lived in Florida my whole life, and I've never seen an example personally of anti-Semitism. And the ones that make the news, like maybe some swastikas on a synagogue or something, maybe 2 or 3 in my lifetime. It's just like, I mean, and there's proof because you can see the graphs. Media mentions of racism, not, and just, like media. And then when it was like 1919, 1920, 2019, 2020, racism, phew. Then the Asian violence. Remember the Asian violence?
Oh, yeah.
And there was all these videos of Asians being abused. All of a sudden, there's no videos of Asians being abused. The media can create a narrative and it seems. Why do they want anti-Semitism? They want anti-Semitism. This whole Gaza thing has turned the world basically against Israel. So they want it. Why do they want that?
Well,
Why do they want that?
Now, we've had this discussion in the past, and we probably had this pretty in depth maybe 6 months ago. Maybe a little less.
It's the same shit, different day.
However, and I said the same thing. I was like, I've never witnessed it. I mean, I take it back. I did when I was in New York a couple times because they called it the Manhattan Bubble. And, some of those, the Jewish folk up there were really like frowned upon. It was weird. I was like, huh. Like it was odd. But I'd never experienced it down here. Now, since Israel is been at war with a lot of different people lately, I have noticed a lot of people who would have ordinarily not said anything or had thoughts and feelings. They have thoughts and feelings, and they ain't good. And I'm like towards Jewish people, and I'm sitting there going, whoa, I didn't see that coming. It's people I wouldn't have expected. So I have noticed it lately, but they're saying it. They're coming at it from an angle of like, boy, mostly the Gaza thing, right? They're like, they're taking the Palestinian end of it, and feeling sympathy and empathy for them. I get it, but I have noticed it lately.
But I think it's because, like you said, it's the Gaza thing is so what they did is so over the top. They just basically leveled the country. They killed 50,000 people. It was obvious. It just that most sane people are like, it doesn't really matter what the reason was for it. The U.S. if somebody does something to us, we don't just blow up the entire country and kill all the civilians and everything. It seemed to, I think, the average person who doesn't really give a shit. I don't give a shit about the Middle East. I'm just looking at it as an unbiased observer. It's like, wow, they killed a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Never seen so many kids get killed. And I think that's what most people said. It doesn't really matter what they did. Why'd you kill all them kids?
Yeah. And the weird part is, too, Netanyahu, when, sometimes I look at all the bombings and stuff that they're raining down on people, and I'm going, it's terrible. And then I hear an interview with Netanyahu, and I go, man, that makes a lot of sense. Like, my pendulum in my brain is constantly going back and forth because, I don't want to see that tragedy and destruction. And then when I hear Netanyahu talk, I go, well, I kind of understand why they're doing what they're doing. So, but
you got to realize that he's a huge lying. He's a huge lying piece of shit because he's the head of a country, which 90% of every head of countries are all.
That's what I was going to say.
Pieces of shit, lying, corrupt. He's on
politicians are slick.
He's on trial for corruption in his own country.
Yeah,
his country's very divided over. He barely, is hanging on to his deal, which is why he's probably doing this whole thing.
I don't know, man. It is strange to watch. I have noticed a lot more. I know you're talking about the ticks and anti-Semitism going up, and if it's forced media, and probably some of it is. But I will tell you, I've heard some people say some things that I would have never thought they would say that were very anti-Jew and all this stuff. I would have never thought they would come out of their mouths. And I was like, whoa. Something has changed.
Okay, and would you have heard that come out of their mouths 2 years ago?
No.
See, so it's not the people. They aren't inherently that way.
Right.
Something has changed. Even Israel, the people,
unless they were disguising it.
Yeah, but that's
a possibility.
Some of the top people in Israel, I've heard they're like talking about how they've lost the digital narrative because now you got TikTok and you've got YouTube and you've got Twitter and you've got all this stuff where people, can get. And you see there's a lot of people I see on X, on Twitter, where I'm like, wow, how are you getting away with that stuff?
Yeah.
There's a lot of hatred out there.
Yeah.
And it's well, I'm just gonna stop on it. I was like, I can't say that or that or that. Never mind.
No, I mean it is weird. I mean, I have. It sounds so trite. I have Jewish friends. Like, it's not something that comes up in our conversations. You know what I mean? Like, because I already know that. Like, I know that their thoughts and feelings on it, and like, why would I debate that with my friends? Right? Like, I don't want to. I'm not going to go there. And their thoughts and feelings on it are valid, right? Like, you have to see it from their perspective. So I get it. But I think, who I think didn't do himself any favors and caused a bit of a stir amongst folks is Portnoy. I don't think he's done himself any favors lately.
Yeah, he seems, lately he's done a few things and I'm like, man, that guy just seems like an asshole.
Yeah, he did a couple moves and I can't remember them off the top of my head, but there was some things that, you think of a guy like Dave Portnoy as one way and the way his mind works and brilliant guy and all this stuff. And then you see that and you go, did he just take 2 steps back all of a sudden? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, how did that go?
I almost like lately I'm like, why did I ever like that guy? That's kind of what I'm like now. Now it's kind of like showing a different light on him. It's like, he might just be a huge piece of shit.
Isn't that a weird thing though?
Because I followed him and I thought, I was like, oh, he's interesting. I like this guy, and I'm like, I think he's an asshole.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm digging the rich degenerate lifestyle. I'm like, dude, he's a rich degenerate, man.
That don't give a fuck.
Right?
Fuck you, money. Can do whatever he wants.
Go with it.
And now it's kind of I got a bad taste. I got a bad Portnoy taste when he spit out that pizza. I was like, what a dick.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, there's certain things that are going on in the world. That's one of them. And then the Epstein stuff. I mean, I got to tell you, I think the Trump, they handled this thing terribly. Even if you're a big Trump supporter.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
How can you not look at that and go, man, I don't know. They handled that at least admit it, right? Like, even if you're a hardcore Republican, MAGA, whatever, if you don't have the testicular fortitude to take a step back and go, yeah, they did that wrong. Like, that sucks for you, right? Because that means you can't think on your own. There's nothing wrong with admitting that they didn't. But, some people are just so dug in. They're like, you can do no wrong.
They're too dug in.
But they didn't handle that great. It's not handled great.
I mean, started off with the bombing of the Iranian nuclear sites. And I was like, I don't really know if I'm totally down with that. And then you do go to the Epstein list. And he did campaign on the Epstein list is going to be released.
Yep.
Immediately when I get... And the way they've handled it, and you know that Epstein, he wasn't hobnobbing with all these celebrities and powerful billionaires for shits and grins. He had an operation going on, and if you think anything other, Prince Andrew, the FBI wasn't interviewing Prince Andrew for nothing, and he didn't make a civil settlement to a girl for fucking nothing.
Yeah, there's so much there.
Oh, it's like I'm so it's like, and it's okay. The other side of it. If you're a Trump supporter, you know how you spin it. Trump has got the Epstein list, and he's blackmailing the deep state into surrendering.
Yeah, I don't think that's
happening. That ain't happening. Somebody gave Trump the Iggy. a little while ago, and nothing's going to change. And he's the guy in charge of the plan right now, and he'll do whatever they tell him to do.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing when that news clip yesterday when the reporters asking him. I think it was Peter Doocy. Was like, or no, it was I don't know.
Somebody asking Pam Bondi.
Asking Trump about
one?
it, and about the Epstein list and the files and blah blah blah. And Trump steps in and goes, "I can't believe we're still talking about this. Are we really talking about this?" I can't tell you what a misstep that was.
That looks so bad.
Looks so bad because, in the grand scheme of things in America, there are some much worse things happening. There's terrible things, atrocious things happening all the time. And it sucks. And Trump is wondering why this is a big deal that people are still talking about and worrying about it. It's because, dude, it was a tiny shred of hope. I don't know how to explain it. It was a tiny shred of shining a light on something that you could have done, and now you just look like a bitch. And it sucks. It just sucks. He can't believe why do Americans still care about it? Look, man, it's fucked up. I'm not going to tell you why more Americans care about the Epstein files than care about, homeless people or the national debt or any of that stuff. There's a lot of different shit, but it was one thing that everybody universally go, that is fucked up. Man, we need to go to the bottom of it. And then when you just decide to not get to the bottom of it.
And then poo-poo it.
It's shitty.
And maybe it's not that unimportant. Maybe if the leaders of countries, the top, the wealthiest people in the world, maybe if they're all pedophiles, maybe that's why the world ain't going so fucking good. Maybe and the fact that they're going to get away with it. Like somebody was saying, oh, well, there's a lot of high-profile bankers, blah, and if this happens, the economy's going to crash. Well, you know what? Sometimes if your economy is based on pure evil, then it needs to crash.
Yeah.
And then you pick up the pieces and move on, and with hopefully a better society, but the same assholes will always end up in charge.
Well, you go to the Kash Patel thing, Dan Bongino thing, and they're going, oh, nothing to see here. That whole
I don't
thing.
believe it for a second.
And that's the fucked up part. And here's the rub. If you're Dan Bongino, you had a successful radio program, podcast, social media presence, all of it. You gave it up to go into this line of work. And you're in the position you are now. And now you're saying, nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Well, I don't want to question his character. I don't know the dude. But if he has any character and there is any sort of slight fuckery going on, just quit the job and go back on social media and go back to your podcast and go back to your radio show and say, my time at this administration and being on the inner workings of it is so fucked up, I had to quit. He would become the number one voice all of a sudden, just like that. He could turn back on his faucet like that. So it's either, that's what's so weird is I can't figure out if he's being real when he's saying there's nothing to see here, or he's not, because if he was being real, he could very well just quit and go back to what he was doing and be bigger and better and back to being a truth teller.
But how many people high up, very high up in any administration ever, while that administration is in power, speak out against them and base their whole show on that? You'll wind up in a ditch.
Rare, but you could.
I don't think
you could team up with the likes of an Elon.
I think,
and go, hey, Elon, I found out. I mean, I'm just saying, there are ways that he could maneuver around it now with with the way media is going.
Maybe.
Do you?
Elon's going to start the American Party.
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm in.
I ain't buying that for a second.
I mean, it's look. I'll take a third option. Always I've wanted a third option. I'll take a third option. even if it disrupts the election a bit, even if it sways it a bit, right? Even if it does the old Ron Paul thing, or if it does what was the other guy? Oh God,
Ross Perot.
Ross Perot. You know, you can have some of that. Maybe it's not going to become a third party legit right away, but you can have some influence, which is kind of nice. Maybe get a couple Senate seats here and there.
Yeah, I don't believe it's real. So I don't. We haven't had a real election. I don't think we ever had a real election. I think the founding fathers were probably just as corrupt as the people now.
You write who you want to vote for on this piece of paper and put it in this hat. I won't do sleight of hand at all.
No, not at all.
Those votes will stay in the hat.
Looks like I won. That's how it went. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. I'm not even. I don't believe anything anymore. Like I said,
I get it.
If you look at life and you look at your remember your high school elections? Well, those were rigged. They're not going to let like Matthew the Trouble Goldie Maker fucking win the class president world. They're going to just make whoever they want to win. I've been involved in Little League and soccer, and I've seen the cheating going on at that level. So just think when money's involved. You know, remember Volkswagen got sued a few years ago because they completely lied about their miles per gallon. Corporations, big farm, they kill people regularly. Governments send people to war. George Bush sent innocent people to die, and completely known false information. I don't believe anybody. I don't believe anything at all. If there's money involved, it's rigged.
Yeah, you know who's a dick?
Who's a dick?
Bush Jr., man. That guy was a
W?
Yeah, W. Thinking back on it.
He's a real dick.
Kind of what a dick. Like, you had the information. Like,
he knew.
Yeah, you knew.
Well,
but just kind of being a dick.
Okay, I mean, it's not kind of a dick. And my argument...
We're boiling it down to something very simple. Like, what a dick.
He's a dick.
But it is being a dick. Like, you're going to take us to war? Like, all the...
for nothing.
Hundreds of thousands
for just for money.
What a dick.
You killed over 100,000 civilians and thousands of Americans, what are supposed to be our best and brightest. He murdered people. And that was always my argument about Trump the first term before we really found out who he was. It was, I get if you hate politicians, I get it. And I get it if you hate Trump. But why do you hate Trump more than you hate George W. Bush, who's proven to have murdered thousands of American citizens? I never got one answer that nobody would answer. Why do you hate Trump, who hate him all you want? He never killed anybody yet. George Bush murdered thousands of people, and you don't hate him as much as you hate Trump. How can you reconcile that?
It's weird, too, because when you think about it, not only did he murder thousands of people or commanded people to murder them, all that stuff, ordered. But you think about all the lives that have been ruined beyond that, right? Like, if you're the soldier that had to kill that guy.
Can't even imagine.
Your life is fucked. Like, you're like you murdered somebody, you come back home, you got PTSD, you're fucked up. And then years later, you find out, oh, that was for nothing on top of it?
Yeah, for nothing.
Like, oh, that whole shit, all of it? So I went over there, I spent years in the military and went on multiple tours of duty, killed people who ultimately had nothing to do with anything. And then I come back home.
And I just got to deal with it with no support from your government who allegedly cares about the troops.
Yeah. And I got to walk around knowing that I killed people. And W is just still
clearing brush.
Yeah,
on my ranch,
chilling on his ranch.
My ranch. Imagine, okay, so you're in Iraq. You're just an average soldier, and you think you're fighting for freedom and stuff, and you just got to go break into random homes that some guy told you
on a tip,
a tip from a guy down the street who doesn't like this guy, and you got to rouse a family up with guns in their face, little children, they're all crying and everything. And you're not even there for the legitimate reasons. You're just worldwide thugs.
Yeah.
George W. Bush is one of the worst people in the world.
Imagine being one of those little kids. All of a sudden, somebody's breaking into your house at night, 20 people are breaking your house at night, all with guns and lights and talking to you in a foreign language and like everything. Like it would be the world. If it happened here on our soil, we would be like, whoa, what's happening here? How is this possible? It seems like a travesty.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. If tonight you're sleeping in your bed with your family around you and Chinese soldiers come and rouse you up and they get guns in your kid's face and are you going to like the Chinese?
Right.
And imagine something worse happens and then they kill somebody in your family. Your mission is going to be what? To kill any Chinese soldier you see. And that you're not even allowed to think that way. They call it some kind of moral equivalency. Well, yeah, but no. All we did over there was create a shit ton of terrorists.
Yeah, for sure. And W,
fucking W.
I would never think that he would apologize, right? And
He's very smug.
I doubt that he ever has. But boy, oh boy, should there be some sort of apology? Like maybe not like I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. There should be. He should call me. I need you to do a sorry for me mansion. Break out the Tammy Wynette. So sorry.
I'm sorry I killed all your loved ones, families, and friends.
Sorry about
the regime change.
Yellow cake uranium. It's actually turmeric.
I had it on a hot tip. I mean, there's so many things, but like as a man, right? If you want to be a man and a global world leader, like if you want to fucking lead from the front, maybe later on your years here, as you're sitting on your ranch reflecting on what the fuck just happened, maybe take a step back or a second and go, I'm sorry.
Have you ever? You'll never hear it.
Never
hear it. Politicians say they're sorry.
Is Cheney still alive? Did we go?
I don't know.
I think he is.
He's got to see right now. The only pleasure you could get was thinking that Dick Cheney's like half senile and he's shitting his pants.
I know.
Shitting his pants.
I know. Some sort of a hospice care. Wait, do you think he's alive? Yes or no?
I say no. Let's see. Dick Cheney is an American. It says is.
Oh,
I think he's alive.
I'm sorry.
He was born in 41. So what's that? 84, right? 80. He's got to be.
That's where life is cruel. Is he's probably still with it. He's probably like, what we got to do.
An asshole.
He's probably got war plans drawn up in his fucking assisted living facility.
He's in control. He's in control of Ukraine, Iran. He's doing all this shit.
Remember,
we got a bomb the ranch.
Remember in Home Alone where he pulls out the map and he got all the booby traps? That's Cheney.
Cheney right now in the old folks' home.
This is my country. I have to protect it.
He's murdering people in the old folks' home. He's got booby traps in the old folks' home.
Yeah, paint cans are falling from the stairs.
It's like, look, it's like this picture.
I don't put anything past that guy.
He's
like, not that I don't put a fucking thing past that guy.
Look at that smirk. He's almost giving you the wink, like I fucking killed a lot of people.
What's his middle name? Is it actually fuck you? Is there what's his actual middle name?
Let's see. It doesn't give you his full name.
Don't worry, I already know. It's Dick Fuck You.
Dick Fuck You Cheney. And his daughter's a cunt.
Don't talk about my sweetheart like that. Dude, think back to how, it's not funny, but the fact that he went hunting and shot somebody
in the face.
Like, come on, dude.
And he got away with it.
You're like a legal serial killer.
He probably did it on purpose, too. They said it was, he was like, fuck you. Secret Service, tell him it's an accident.
Yeah, what are they going to, yeah, of course.
Dick fucking Cheney.
Man,
home? Are you home, babe? Home? Are you home, Donna? I don't know if we're gonna get that.
The phone number.
Phone number in time. We only got it. About.
I'm gonna call her. Can I call her?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'm gonna call her. I've got her on speed dial.
I bet you do. I wonder why she takes so long to go to Walmart. She's blowing guys for money. I can tell you right now. She's doing it for the family, though. She's trying to keep us afloat.
All right. If she had to sleep with either Dick Cheney or W.
Oh, W.
Why?
Because I look at,
Is it a less evil thing?
I think it'd be more enjoyable for her to have sex with W.
You like that?
Yeah, he's more fun. So he said margaritas. Yeah, want a margarita? Then we'll fuck. Yeah. Dick Cheney's like,
if you need me, I'll be in my office.
putting in your butt.
God, that's vile and graphic. Hello? Hi, quick question for you. We're doing the pod, but we want to give out the number for the OT for people to call in, but Mike doesn't have the number. Do you happen to know the number? Mike looked for it everywhere. They needed a bong rip.
I did the bong rip before I looked for it. That's why I didn't find it.
Oh, he also let the dogs out, and then
shit. Are they okay?
we went back on, and then he had to take a break because he forgot to let the dogs back in, but they're in now. Everything's good. You there? Meow. Power?
She there? She go? She hang up on you? She hang up on you?
She's in the middle of giving Cheney a BJ. Meow.
Make sure he pays you, dear.
I don't know if she's there or not. Well,
She must not be there.
Tease the OT.
The OT coming up in a matter of 15 or 20
And
minutes.
tell them potentially what could happen on that OT.
On the OT, you could test out the brand new cluster of power lines.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Oh, she here.
The hang lines. Oh, here it comes. Oh, geez. 1-800-HANG with us.
Okay, read that back because I do not want to repeat this without it being the correct number. Like, yep. Okay, I got it. All right. Okay. It's on.
It's on. Power pay the low.
All right. Thanks. All right, bye.
Got the new internet. We got the new phone line. We are finally ready.
I mean, will the hang line be open? And when do we give up? Well, we got to give out the hang line now.
You got to get. You have to.
I mean, the hang line's not going to be. Is this not going to keep you up if somebody calls it at like 2 a.m. or something like that, right? Like,
no, we'll unplug it after the show. You can't call the hang line.
Wait, can I test the hang line?
You could test the hang line right now.
Let me test the hang line.
That's a good. Wait,
before we give it out. You know what I mean?
Oh wait, it's not plugged in. It's not plugged in out there.
Oh,
so if
no.
you'd like me to, it'd take me like 15 seconds to plug it in.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Because while he does that, I'm going to store this number so I can prank call you at any time. So this number will be given out here shortly. And then during Cluster F, or during the OT, I should say, tonight, we will take a couple live phone calls if you guys want. If you want to call in and participate and join the hang, ask some questions, have a good time. It'll be fun. You can go to clusterfshow.com and obviously subscribe there. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And is it plugged in?
No. I don't understand what's going on.
What?
Let's see.
It's not that.
We got this. We got this. We got this. This is.
Yep, that's doing something. Yeah, that's in.
This one. Where's this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's got to be. Where's the power cord going? Because that's what matters. Is it
I
showing
think
power on the
not
thing?
yeah, it's the power.
Yeah. So if it's the power.
Okay,
then
so where is the? Oh Jesus God.
power. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's follow it.
Follow
Let's follow the cord.
Okay, I'm tugging on it. You feel it?
Oh God, tug on.
Tug it. Okay.
Tug on.
Follow that.
Aha!
Aha!
Yeah.
Yeah. Plug it in. Yeah.
Problem is, I got nowhere to plug it into.
Oh, is there a strip right down on that?
There's
not
a strip, but there's no
nowhere
open.
to plug.
Yeah. Yeah, we're hanging now.
This should be on the OT because people should have to be paid money for this content.
This is tremendous.
Look at all these things, fucking like we're in India. It's like India here.
Thank you for calling the hang.
So much shit plugged in everywhere. wonder if I can unplug something.
Don't unplug anything.
Okay.
If you unplug something, it's going to be a problem.
No,
No, wait, what? No, what is that?
I don't know what it is.
Don't do it.
That is.
Got an extension cord?
I got it. Yeah, I used to. God damn it!
What's this go to? Oh, that's for a candle thing. All right. All right, hold on. Stand by.
We'll figure. We got. You got it.
God damn it.
Let me. There's probably some bullshit plugged in.
There's something over here that...
I bet there's some bullshit plugged in, like a light, like one of these. Shit. God damn it, Matt!
Sorry.
Like this thing. What's this?
Yeah, like that's what I was just looking at. I don't know where that's going to. Where's it?
Where is it?
What is it?
Nothing.
Is it going into nothing? Is it plugged into nothing?
Where is it going? Oh Jesus God!
It is. It's plugged into nothing.
Are you sure?
No.
Where's it go? It goes back here.
Hold on. We're gonna. Oh wait, Donna's calling.
You can unplug it. It's a laser.
Hold on. Donna's
Unplug
calling.
it.
Hello, you're on speaker.
What's he looking for?
So here's the thing. So, are you listening?
Yes.
All right. Where are you? Are you close?
No,
All right.
I'm on my way home.
Okay, no problem. So we're just trying to find a place to plug it in. We realized after much looking around, the phone isn't plugged in. So we're trying to find a place to plug it in.
No,
It's not in
the
there.
Telos.
Oh, the Telos isn't
The
plugged.
Telos isn't plugged in.
It's not in there. Don't fuck with the Telos.
Don't. So I don't need the Telos. Oh, to ask her that.
Does he not need the Telos?
Well, yeah, you need the Telos.
Yeah, but it's not-
already plugged into the Telos.
No, but the Telos isn't plugged in.
Well, it was.
No, it was sitting.
Unplugged it.
I didn't unplug it. I didn't even know that. Where,
I mean, the phone. I tested it out earlier, and
like the red power button isn't on because it's not plugged in.
okay. Well, I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna.
Do you have an extension cord anywhere around here? Like
This is fantastic radio.
this is great. Do you have extension cords, Engineer Don?
No, the laser that we can unplug the laser.
Yeah, but I don't think we can stretch this cord that far.
Oh,
He doesn't.
where was? Oh,
Sure, because I never unplugged it. I don't know why it would be unplugged.
Well, I don't think we're sure of anything.
all right. Let's try it again. I'm gonna.
But hold on.
Yes,
We're gonna follow the cord. Hey, just stand by, Donna. Stand by.
that's it.
This is it. Yep.
That's it.
Yep. So
It's
that's
not-
it.
It's not plugged into an outlet.
Okay. And there's no outlet close.
Where did you have the Telos plugged in?
Where did you have the Telos plugged in? Honey
To
buns.
The, I think it was the plug right there by your leg, like your left leg.
Okay. So yeah, there's
There's too many things.
too many things plugged into there right now.
Well, I think the computer was plugged in there, and the Telos. Either the Telos was plugged in there or the other side.
Or where?
I mean, I don't know who unplugged it. Did he unplug it?
I did not unplug it. See
I
the
mean,
thing.
it was-
See,
I tested the phone earlier today, and I.
Now I'm not going to stir it up, but
I've
I did
been-
see Mike over here unplugging things earlier.
It's not true. I've been married for 40 years of honest marriage, and she will not believe that I did not unplug that when I didn't even know where the Telos was plugged in to unplug it.
Yeah, you have to defend yourself against something that you didn't do to begin with. I hear you. So where do we? All right. Well,
Where did you? Yeah. What can we unplug to plug the Telos in?
When are you trying to take calls?
in 5 minutes.
In like 10 minutes.
In like 10 minutes.
10 or 15 minutes.
I'll be home in 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so is it okay if we give out the number in anticipation of you being able to find a plug?
Yes.
I mean, it was like I said, it was all plugged in a little bit ago. But,
Mike,
She'll go to her deathbed saying I did it. I didn't unplug
I guess
anything.
we had some. Maybe you unplugged it, Spice.
Maybe
was-
the cable guys unplugged it.
this is my long con. I was waiting 2 years to get you a phone line, and then I could sneakily unplug
Yeah.
it.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
All right, so we'll see you in a few.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you.
All right, we're going to give out the number, though.
That's fine.
Okay. All right.
See you. Thank
He
you.
had told me. I didn't know he was going to do that and take calls. I would have.
We didn't know it either.
I didn't either.
was
He
okay,
he
so.
I
suggested
I'm
it.
talking to her like she.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's fine. We'll get there.
that's fine. That's fine.
It's fine.
Okay.
All right, we're giving out the number.
Alrighty.
Okay. See you in
I'll
a few.
be there in 5 minutes.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I kept trying to talk to her like I was, but she can't hear me.
Yeah, she will. There's no way in hell she's going to believe that you didn't unplug this.
No, there's
It's
no way
just the
ever.
way
There's no
women
never.
work. Yeah, it's like I didn't like.
It's like I didn't even know that the Telos was plugged in over there.
But it's the argument of like, well, then how did it get unplugged? It's like I don't know. What do you want me to tell you?
And I live in a house where there are 2 grandchildren over here a few days a week. There is my son Trace over here 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And things happen, and it's always like, so what happened here? And I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, you
She's like,
don't know?
I didn't do it. And it's like, there's 3 people who are culprits that are much more likely culprits than me because I don't do shit.
I hear you. Okay, so now in theory, we should be able to take calls here.
In theory.
In about 15 minutes.
Ned's Navy actually says as soon as the show is over, they want to take calls to complement the ignore chat segment.
Oh no, Ned's Navy, no! Give us a call, Ned's Navy. In fact, I'm gonna give the number out to you first.
Yeah, I can't wait to tell Ned's Navy to fuck off in person.
You're gonna be a telephone tough guy, are you, Mike?
I'll see you at the meet and greet, Ned's Navy.
Yeah, Ned's Navy. We'll have a little chat there. All right.
Yeah, you'll be paying more than my tab, bitch.
Here we go. Everybody feverishly writing this down.
Feverishly.
Putting it in your favorites. Putting it on speed dial. The number is 813. We should find out if it spells something
We
cool.
gotta figure out. I'll figure out something.
It's like 813.
813.
All right. Poop. All right, 813.
Yes.
I love the fact that Mike is writing down the number too because he doesn't know it. I hold the key to his entire universe right here. I'm the only one with the goddamn number. All right, 813.
Yes.
991
991
79
79
3
3 2.
No,
I was
no,
guessing.
you can't give out fake numbers.
793.
The last digit is 0.
0. Ooh.
Again.
All right, now someone in chat figure out a clever.
Chat, we need you now more than ever. All right, now, okay, a 9 is WXY. Oh, Jesus, you guys really...
What?
What a shit number. Okay, so it's 813, right?
813.
991 7930. Here's the problem. When you look at the numbers, a 9 is WXYZ. Another 9 is WXYZ. The number 1 is nothing at all.
What? Nothing.
Nothing. 1 is nothing. It's not an A or a B or a C.
That's not cool.
Yeah. So you guys
Whoa.
have the fucking most awkward number of all time.
Call us at 813. Whoa. Nothing.
All right. Then we'll go to 7, which is a P, Q, R, or S.
Okay.
A 9. Oh my God. Back to nothingness.
That's another W.
3, which is a D, E, or an F. And a 0, which is nothing.
D, E, or F.
Boy, they really they saw you coming
What?
with a number.
Zeros? That's. Oh.
They were like,
Wow.
hey,
We can't do it. Yeah.
what number do you want? I don't know. Give me the
Nothing.
most mean nothing number of all time.
That sucks. So call us at 813 nothing. Sweet nothing. Boo.
It's a cluster F number.
That's a total club there.
It's It's great.
They fucked us with the number.
All right, so 813-991-7930. We will plug it in.
We're going to plug it in.
When we find a plug.
Testing out the phone lines. Did you want to test it out right now? Oh,
I can't. It's not plugged in. We're doing this on the fly.
Right, so we'll be back with the overtime
at clusterfshow.com
in just a little bit after we figure out where we can plug in the phone.
I would say, I don't know. Give us 15 minutes.
Well, that doesn't matter because it's not live.
I know, but I'm saying for anybody listening now.
Oh, the call. That's
look
at that. I'm stupider than you.
I don't know, Mike. I think right now we're both looking pretty dumb. We can't figure out how to plug anything in.
So I would say 15 to 20 minutes.
And then unless you're listening to this later on, then you can totally ignore this message.
Totally ignore it. So call in 15 or 20 minutes and you can be live on the OT.
OMG.
Holy shit.
It's going to be amazing. Amazing.
Unbelievable. B-Bubby says, I'm going to be the first caller and I'm just going to sit on the line and say nothing. Fuck you.
Hey, the best part is we're going to take a call and then just blatantly ignore them.
Maybe it'd be all calls. It would just be nothing but us ignoring them and then ignoring us.
Oh, that'd be great.
It's going to be a fantastic OT.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fantastic.
Let's do this.
And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Cluster F.
813-991-7930.
813. I lost where I wrote it down. 991-7930.
Text and data rates may apply.
We'll see you guys. It says here that somebody gifted a sub. Uncut Media Mandingo gifted a sub, and it was to Holyoke Joe. Is that Joe the Supermark?
Oh,
so he's the mole that tells Bubba everything that goes on the hang, and he just got outed because it randomly gives somebody a sub. You got outed, Joe. You got fucking outed. You're the mole. You're the
He's
mole.
the guy with the giant Hulk Hogan tattoo on his back.
You're the mole, Joe the Supermark. Joe the Supermark is the mole. And the thing is, Joe likes this show way better than the other show.
Oh, he sent me a message. I've never read it, but I saw it. He sent me a message. I was like I could tell by just the first line of it was him marking out. And I was like, I'm not even reading it. Not even going there.
The mole has been revealed. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow for Cluster F.
See ya.
Thank you.